So about this calendar situation, I purposely waited till today to make this video on my YouTube channel. I went live about it once, but I really don't even want to bring these people that much attention because I think a lot of them are bad people and they use their platform with evil intentions. The reason my voice sounds a little different because I think I'm kind of sick, to be honest. I got like a cold or something, but it's New Year's Eve, so whatever. So if you don't know what the calendar situation is, let me just make it clear what happened. A guy who calls himself Conservative Dad, essentially found women, some younger, some older, that he thought were attractive in the conservative space or the right-wing space. He then paid them or gave them a percentage of the proceeds to take pictures. A lot of them are risque pictures or sexually, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of the pictures are meant to have sort of a sexual tone to them. And he put the pictures in the calendar and he is marketing the calendar to conservatives because he calls his brand Conservative Dad. He said that these are conservative women. And even though multiple women on there are now claiming they're not conservative, and he's marketing this to conservative dads. So off the rip at that point, we do have a problem. But just to make the matters worse, one of the pictures from a specific somebody had a crucifix in it. Now, I don't really care too much about the crucifix itself. It's just a simple fact that Christian imagery is being used in the midst of this collection of photos that is clearly not Christian. So you can actually say it's meant to market to Christians and conservatives. And somebody named Samira, she posted a quick video of it that showed the cover, and the cover ended up being Riley Gaines in a two-piece with her back arched in front of a beer. And then it flips to the next page, and the next page was this other girl with in the kitchen with a short dress on. Hers wasn't that bad standalone, but I don't think it was modest either because the dress was too short, and it had a cross in the background. And this is in the same thing, and it's all to promote a beer company. So I quote tweeted, I just called it demonic. Now the word demonic itself got a lot of people in a frenzy, right? Because if you are a secularist or somebody who doesn't know anything about the Bible, then you think demonic can only be used for the worst things ever, like the worst things ever. People actually have an issue when I call homosexuality demonic. But here's the thing. Demon just means Satan. So anything of Satan is demonic. Anybody can look this up themselves. And Satan, the works of Satan is sin. That is clearly laid out in 1 John 3, where it says the devil has been sinning from the beginning, and the Son of God came for this purpose, to destroy the works of the devil, which is the context of sin. So the works of the devil is sin. So I can call any sin demonic. Yes, that includes gluttony. Yes, that includes lust. Yes, that includes homosexuality. Yes, that includes fornication. You can call any sin demonic. In the modern secular worldly sense, then I guess you can't. But I don't care about the worldly sense because I'm speaking from a biblical sense. Yeah. So I'm biblically accurately calling out something that's meant to sell lust to men. Not only that, they're doing it. They're doing it under the guise of conservatism. And what I realize about conservatives is they now use the word conservative like liberals treat gender. Like it can mean whatever you want it to mean. Because conservative has essentially one definition. You can look up Oxford, you can look up Webster. Doesn't matter where you look up the definition. The definition requires you to advocate for and have traditional values. Matter of fact, if you actually pull up the definition of liberal and put it beside conservative, the only difference essentially is traditional values. The only difference, because both believe in individual liberties and all that, and a free market. So literally the thing that separates a conservative and a liberal is traditional values, which you should know that by definition. So I was calling it out. I was calling out the calendar from two different angles, and it really made a lot of people mad. Now, a lot of these people engage in the conversation very disingenuous. I know they wanted this for clout so they can promote the calendar and get more sales, and I'm sure they got more sales. But what's really important, and the reason I'm even making this video, is a lot of y'all should actually look at what they're saying. One of the main arguments, is y'all need to shut up about this calendar because we need to win 2024 and y'all are causing division. And there's a lot of different variations of that same criticism of Christians standing up against immodesty, which is something that's Christian 101. I don't even understand. And instead of responding to that face value or looking at that face value, you need to think about what's being said. Christians are calling out sin and immodesty. They say, shut up because you're causing division and we need to win 2024 and we all need to be together. So I'm going to tell y'all what's being said. What's being said is Christians should keep the Bible to themselves because we want a big tent conservatism, and you're offending the more liberal and atheist people in the big tent conservatism, and they don't have to shut up, but the Christians, you do have to shut up. They want Christians to shut up, and you can't get any more demonic than that. If you don't believe me, go to the top conservative accounts and look at how they're speaking about us. They're not even using the word Christian anymore. They're saying Cernovich, he said the holier than holy conservatives, which he just meant Christians. The extremists, well, you just mean Christians. They actually created a new term called the woke right, and the woke right are essentially Christians. And we're not talking about liberals and Democrats. We are talking about people that claim to be right-wing, people that call themselves conservatives, and people that call themselves Republicans. They're now showing their disdain for Christians. They want you to shut up. And my good friend Tyson James is so beautiful. He actually just released a song yesterday, I think, called Loud. And I've been knowing about this song for like a month or two, actually. And the fact that he released it during the time of all this is so beautiful to me, because it's time for Christians to get more loud. Like, you have to get more loud. The positive thing that came from this is that Christians from different denominations and different theologies and different beliefs came together to condemn immodesty and stand up for the word of God. Every other day, Christians are arguing with each other about theology and who's a heretic and who's not. And you know what I say, everybody's a heretic to a heretic, right? Everybody's a heretic, essentially. And instead of talking about that, we actually came together for one day. And the worst thing about it is if anybody go pay attention, we did a Twitter space with Jack Posobiec where we had a conversation, we had a debate. And I was screamed at, I was yelled at, people brought up my past, and I made sure I didn't disrespect anybody. Some people view me as disrespectful because I don't mince words. I'm very blunt, I'm very direct, but I don't curse. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just being honest with you. And I was getting yelled at. I got interrupted every 3 seconds. It was very disgusting behavior. And all these people are sitting here trying to defend women dressing half naked, which is very weird. The other bad thing is about, and by the way, like over the course of 5 days, I held multiple spaces. I let every single person speak, and nobody had good arguments. Like, because there is no winning formula for the opposing side. Also, I realized that a lot of people are so desensitized to sin, or they're not close enough to God, that they don't even understand what immodest or immodesty is. If you don't think a two-piece bathing suit is immodest, then nothing is immodest. There's nothing more immodest than a two-piece bathing suit outside of being butt naked. There's nothing immodest about essentially having a bra on and then only some tight, short shorts. There's nothing modest about that. There just isn't. There's nothing modest about being half naked in a bathtub with only a bra on. Y'all are clearly trying to sell sex. And eventually they all admitted that, but they're still trying to do smear campaigns, and the smear campaigns is going to continue. And people are trying to stop me from getting press and tell people behind the scenes to stop working with me. And I just want to make this clear. I do not care. I have God. Only God can stop or start something for me, not the rest of you. And since I live for God in real life, and I obey God in real life, and I keep his commands in real life, he will take care of me. That's Matthew 6:33. So I'm actually going to shoot another video in the same outfit, but I know it's a long video, but this is the situation. God bless y'all.